Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Live Reality Games podcast about Backyard Survivor. We are here today with Vince and CK. Welcome, guys.
Hey, how you going?
Good, thank you. Centered.
CK has been actually, I think I put it on the notice as well when CK has been on with talking to us with Survivor South Africa season 8. CK is also a Melbourne Survivor season 3 player, which will premiere soonish. Don't want to say lying yet, but since CK has been on, so I think we just get him on as a guest, also to sort of use this and plug Melbourne Survivor.
I'm happy to be here. I'm watching Backyard. I'm very much enjoying it. I thought that Backyard is obviously one of the premier amateur shows in Australia and in the world, having watched some of the ones in the world. The first season, it was back in a backyard, but I actually think it was very good as a season for what it was and where it was and where they did it. So it was an interesting game, and there was good alliances and strategies and challenges. I thought season 2 was peak. I think it's probably the best amateur season that's been done in Australia until my season comes out, perhaps. But I think it is the best, and I really like the location there. They went back to another backyard in season 3, which didn't really do it for me, but I love the location they have for this season. I love the redemption aspect. It's so great that they've got the over the hill area, which is just a piece of dirt and looks horrible, but the rest of the camps look actually quite nice, and there's some green areas. I love what they're doing.
Well, CK, as every guest that came on this podcast, who's your winner pick before you've seen the episode?
Before the episode?
Before the first episode, like, who's your winner pick when you see the cast?
Well, my winner pick is probably Matt or Marty. He's going to be Marty on this.
Yeah.
And look, that's because I've met him, and he is a very well-rounded player. His biggest weakness is probably going to be his physical strength, which might be targeted in the merge. But he's a very personable person. He's going to do very well at the challenges. He gets along with everyone. Everyone likes him and respects him. He's got a good manner about him that is not pushy. And so I think people will want to work with him. They'll feel like he respects their discussion, their views. And I believe that all of that can come together to take him a long way. I think he's got a good strategic mind as well. I do think the risk is, though, because he is such of the total package, that he'll make merge and then he's immediately going to be the target everyone wants to get rid of. But I would like to see him.
Yeah, Matt was like Matt is a good choice, to be honest. He is like the well-rounded package for this. I just think, like you said, his weakness will be that he's too strong. Yeah, and I think that's where he may fumble, unfortunately. But I guess we should talk about the episode and what went down, because this episode was jam-packed full of a lot. We got a tribe swap. We got more people of redemption. We got quite a sad boot as well, actually.
I do like. I actually, if you ask me who my winner pick is watching the show now, because you asked me before the season, it would be Mike. I'm really enjoying Mike's game, and as a dad who played Survivor myself, you don't get so many of the dads out there. I am rooting for Mike. He has also has an awesome ponytail, which I wish I could have, but instead I sort of just had this comb over. So I have jealousy for Mike.
I was going to say he's got a well-rounded package. Did you say?
Okay. That's for another podcast.
Yes.
So at the start of the episode, we sort of see the fallout of the last vote with Fiona and the Blue Tribe discussing how that went down. Julie pretty much found herself on the out to start off with.
Can I just ask something about what we think about Fiona and her brother, who obviously played in season 2, the aforementioned best season of Australian amateur Survivor, pending my season. Do we? And I'm blanking on his name. What was his name?
John.
John. Yeah. John was an incredible player. Do you think he's the sort of brother that's going to give her a lot of shit for going out where she went versus how he?
100%. Nah, I reckon Fiona has copped a lot from John. I don't know. He just seems like that type of person. Like as a joke though, not mean, not meanful, but as a joke, yeah.
She could have come back.
Who knows? She might come back. Who knows? She could
Look,
win.
I'm prematurely judging the situation, but she has been booed. She might come back, but she's been booed.
Well, I think she's got the best chance at the moment out of everyone on that redemption island. So
not Valentina. She's pretty strong.
I think Fiona just seems more coordinated.
But I do like the Blue Tribe's view that they've sent her there, not with the agreement that she'll go there. They've just sent her there, and they assume that she'll come back winning because she's the strongest, which she may be. But she'll be blue strong. Like they booted her out. Like it wasn't a deal there. It wasn't an Aussie situation. They just booted her. She's not going to be blue strong. Idiot.
Yeah, she is not. She is jumping ship straight away if she comes back, and especially like if she comes back and Fu is still in the game, that is going to be there's going to be some chaos happening, especially.
Actually, she said that she said that she doesn't really like mind the whole Fu voting her out and stuff. So I don't know, and she's still open to working with Blue. So I don't know whether she's that kind of person who's going to harbor that kind of feelings.
Maybe you're right. Why would she lie to the camera? But we'll see when she gets back.
True.
Yeah, I just wish she had like that sort of like side to her that she was like, nah, screw Blue, that's it, I'm done. They're dead to me now. Because they really did blindside her. Like she was not expecting it. She wasn't even expecting a vote.
She would have expected it to be Julie. No.
Yeah,
Julie.
that's what
they would have expected.
Yeah, it was either Julie or Dave, right? That's the names that she heard. So, and the fact that she got voted out. Was it Dave or Dan? I'm confused now.
Which? What are you asking? Sorry.
Was it Dave or Dan that was originally the target? Because they confused it as well. Like
it was Dave potentially, but I don't think it was ever Dave.
Yeah.
Oh,
you right, Vince?
Yes. There's something going on in the background. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry, I interrupted you, Josh. You're starting with the beginning of the episode, which. Well,
correct.
I'm looking here. Did we have the Redemption Island challenge at the start of this episode?
No, there's no Redemption Island this episode. There was Redemption Island talk, but there was no Redemption Island challenge. This challenge, which I thought was weird. I actually really thought that we're going to get Redemption Island every episode, a challenge every episode, and just having one person go every time. So we had sort of.
Yeah, they're doing two in the next episode from the next time on, and maybe they just felt they needed more time in this episode because of the swap.
Yeah, that's possibly true too, actually. That sort of makes sense.
Well, when are they going to stop? So I think it's almost the end of the day. So are they going to stop the redemption soon?
Well, it stops at merge. So the person comes in and back at merge. So they get to go to merge. There's 5 people that have been voted out, and there's 18. So there's 13 people left.
Oh.
So what are we thinking merge will be? Are we thinking merge will be 11?
11 or 10.
Yeah. So I'm expecting another double tribal to cut down numbers quick. Because it's starting to look dark already, right?
Yeah. I was like, it's sunset.
Yeah. So I'm expecting another double tribal soon. To make the numbers up. However, I'm not too sure. Like, they've only added 2 people, but they've added a whole nother day with this game. So they've got a lot more time compared to the original season. Merge at 14.
Merge at 14. Spoiler alert.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Merge at 14.
So Matt said day 1 goes somewhere into the night. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I would
okay.
Is that like everyone just come back in except Holly?
Oh no. Holly.
Okay, do you want to move on to the way they did the swap, which was really unique?
Yeah. I've never seen this anywhere.
Well, I think we kind of see that in Melbourne Survivor season 2 Galata, which I was famously in it. And I think because that time wasn't like direct, like, oh, you pick people to swap. It's like, oh, you pick 3 people to go do something.
Yeah.
And this one's more clear. And I like it that because people can choose if they want to go to the other team or not. But obviously some, I think, yeah, is it Yellow that just randomly do the buff draw?
Yeah. I didn't love that. Like, have some strategy about it. I don't know what they were doing, but maybe we could go through each one individually and talk about what they did and what we thought was the sensible move. I do have to backtrack on what you said there, Vince, about you famously being in Melbourne too, which is true. But I think Josh would argue that he's more famous because people only remember winners and first boots.
That's it. My episode actually has the most views out of Melbourne Survivor history. So I will take that to my grave.
Josh, you were the John of Pirate Master. Are there any of the
Exactly.
super fans out here of reality TV that watched Pirate Master? You know what I'm talking about. If you didn't go, it's on YouTube. There was this amazing guy called John who was the best character on the whole show and got booted first, and then the show tanked. If that guy had survived, the show would be still running today. So Josh is the John.
Maybe that's what happened with Melbourne Survivor Season 3. It's never getting released. We can't hear it because I'm good.
Oh, Josh, look at you. Look at all your fans.
I have so many fans. Love you all.
Why don't we start with the Red Tribe? The Red Tribe,
Yeah.
they're a united tribe. They've booted out the people they don't like. We've got Marty, we've got Mike, we've got
Josh.
Josh, and the girl with the straight black hair,
Rachel.
They're all united. They go on an idol hunt together, looking everywhere. What do we think about this idol's location that no one can seem to see the X?
I just don't think people are really like looking properly, to be fair. Like, I know that I would look more like, I know they're looking at the well, right? But look at the well. Like, it even looks like, so on the blue one, there's actually a bit of blue paint showing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
So I believe that there's actually going to be red paint and yellow paint on the other ones, right? So the fact that we're not seeing, like, surely if you shake the wheel or pick the well up, surely that piece will fall out.
Well, actually,
I don't know how well made it was.
They did pick it up the other episode.
I think that was Yellow. Yellow really went to town looking for it because Yellow knows it's at the well. They're the ones that found the clue.
I still don't agree with like the location though, because somebody finds it, like, say for example, like I said last week, somebody finds it, they know where every other idol is in the game.
Yes. So it's probably a good thing that it hasn't been found, to be honest.
Yeah. Especially before the swap too. Like, imagine if it happens before the swap, then you get to swap to another tribe, then you have 2 idols.
However, that same approach got Santony 2 idols in South Africa, and everyone loved that because everyone loved Santony.
I mean, it's good for the right person, but like, say for example, if it's a person you don't want to move forward, that's when it's annoying. But as a player as well, it'd be quite frustrating seeing somebody with so many idols.
Well, Matt said the red destroy their well as well.
Well, we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that yet. It looked intact. Interesting.
Well, I guess it's really well hidden. And I think in a short game like this, it's really, really hard. You basically have to juggle talking to people, challenges, and then trying to find out in your spare time. Like, it's really hard. Yeah.
I agree, except that the Red Tribe had a united approach to look for the idol for all of their benefits.
Yes.
So if anyone was going to find it was them, they didn't. And then they agreed just to split up. I guess they all felt comfortable with one another. I think the splits made sense. They seemed to have some strategy about it. Mike wanted to go on the same tribe as Julie because it helped her up that hill, which seemed to be quite a significant narrative in her life because she's talked about it multiple times.
Yes, it's well hidden.
Yes, it was a very good pun. She talked about it multiple times that Mike helped her up that hill, and so he went there for that reason. Matt went with him. Rachel and Josh went together. I don't see any issues with their strategy here. It seems sensible.
I don't see red being a target simply because because they went into this swap with lower numbers. I can't see them getting decimated anymore. I can see it being blue versus yellow because they both had 5 going into this swap situation, and especially when there's like 3 and 2 on each tribe. So the fact that, like, skipping way ahead, the fact that we've lost 1 blue on that tribe means I think blue and red will team up on the other tribe and get rid of the yellow.
Well, they might
to even out the numbers again.
David is playing super sketchy, and I think we can move on to blue for a moment. David is playing like a guy who got first booted that is just desperate to prove himself. And the swap did not go well for him. Now, he did not want to be with Julie. He got stuck with Julie. Now, blue was sort of doing a sort of agreement, but I think to be clear here that Fu, Matt, and the boxing
Jake.
Oh,
Dan and Jake. Dan and Jake.
Dan.
No, no,
Dan.
Yeah.
Dan, the tourism guy, and Jake. No, Dan. No, it's Matt.
No. It was
Matt.
It was Dan. No, it was Dan and David who did the random pick. The rest of the 3 people sort of stated where they want to go. Julie said he want to go to Michael, which is she picked red, and I think Furushi want to go to yellow, and then what's he? I'm blanking the names.
There is on the blue tribe. You got David, Julie, Dan, Jake, and Fu.
Jake wants to go with yellow. Yes.
I'm actually surprised though. Why would you put your hand, like, as Julie, right? Why would you put your hand up to being the 2 going to the newest tribe? Like, I'd be wanting to go with the majority, so you got 3 people. So at least you've got somewhere to hide in between.
It was a bit confusing though, because they were saying they were going to yellow or they were going to red, but they weren't turning 3 tribes into 3 tribes. It was into 2 tribes. So what did they actually think was happening?
I think they were thinking like I think their reasoning is thinking each tribe's gonna decimate it. Like, if you're in red, you think red's gonna, they're gonna send 2 people to blue and yellow, and then I think. Oh wait, hang on, no.
Yeah,
blue,
no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, red and yellow. So blue thinks they're gonna dissolve the tribe basically. So they're gonna go to the red, with the whole red people, and go to the whole yellow people.
Which is
so I
sort
think
of
the reasoning was that.
Happened. Yeah. But they all got moved around. I think David did not make the right call by picking randomly. I think he should have said what he wanted. If he felt he had some connections on any of the tribes, that's where he should have gone. But I feel like he may have got the read that he had been too pushy perhaps on that vote. He almost potentially got the vote on that they thought different. And maybe he thought he should just go with the flow and be amiable to the team's approach.
I just want to really quite quickly touch on the choosing on tribe, because I feel like, because I didn't have a choice. So if I go back and play the Melbourne Survivor Season 2 again, I would rather pick my own choice, because I know if I screw up, it's me. Like, I made that decision. I can't just blame, because I drew the wrong stick, or, I drew the wrong buff. If we're talking about random buff draw as well. So if I think
some sort of, captain's pick that doesn't really make sense. Something like that.
Yeah. So I think it's rarely you given a choice, pick where you want to be. So I think it's better if next time we have this sort of scenario, pick your own tribe, pick where you want to go.
I actually do agree. I think, like, any type of, like, random draw, any type of one person pixel, any type of anything, doesn't make sense. After seeing it like play out in like other seasons and everything like that, and then watching this one work out like the way it did, I actually agree with how this one went. Essentially, because you're getting split tribes and they're all even. Everyone has a fair chance. You're not getting like swap screwed. You have a chance in this game whilst this is happening, right? I think this is really good.
And it's a game of strategy. So you should let people make strategic decisions based on what they think their best outcome is. You can have luck in terms of who has an idol and things like that, but I think that swaps really undo a lot of hard work that people may have already put in. And to be, swap screwed, as does happen to people from time to time, is just a really unfortunate way to go, especially in these sorts of games where you're only playing for a day or 2 days, so you've got very limited time to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
So
I
blue and yellow, they just did it at random, which was
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, red's the only team here that has strategy at the moment.
Yes.
Yellow just have numbers, which is a good thing. Like they just have to do basic math, and they'll make it a fair way through the game now. Where blue have essentially been the target because they won the first 2 immunity challenges. So now they've put they've been labeled challenged threats, I guess, moving forward.
I also think it's because it's combo with Julie and David. I think that's why people targeting them. I think if it's different people, I think that the outcome might be different.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I actually don't think the right person was chosen to go home.
Well, do we want to talk about the blue later? Like, do you want to?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about
Let's
that
just
later.
finish up on yellow and Abby searching for the idol. I think I played an org with Abby once. She was also
Abby is in the org world. Yes.
She was known as Casper sometimes in the org world.
Yes.
Yeah. I booted her pre-swap, pre-merge, and I won that org. So I'm already a winner. It was a mini org. It was a mini org. My proudest achievement in Survivor, that mini org. She was looking for the idol, and they tore that thing apart. They lifted it. They were digging with the ladle in the dirt. Still couldn't find it. But they had a good. She's bringing people. I think the best thing you can do with an idol clue, whether you find it or not, is to bring people in with your idol clue. If you can either just keep it to yourself, and try and find it like she did. She hasn't been successful in that. Someone caught her with the thing. She's confessed to them, and now she's brought in Jake. Was it Jake or someone else? No.
Salvador. She
brought in Salvador, and this is smart. Like idols are great for one tribal, but allies that you can make using things like idol clues or idols last the whole game. So, that's something that I actually like to do in orgs, and I think maybe she's seen that same experience as well as to how you can build relationships quickly because you don't have the usual survivor time to build, relate social capital over a long period of time. You've got to make significant connections with people quickly, and sharing clues with people like that is valuable. So I think that was a really smart move to share with Salvador.
Yeah, like any advantage you get in the game, if you share that knowledge with someone, that is more powerful than the advantage itself, regardless of what it is. If it's a super idol, as long as it's the right person. As long as it's the right person, right?
We need to read the time frame there.
I would never choose the right person because I suck at that. But yeah, I think like having that advantage as itself, like showing somebody, look what I found. Here's everything that I know about what's happening in the game at the moment. Giving information to people is like the best way to build trust in like a really short time. And she's lucky she found it. I guess nobody else has seemed to find it.
She's done well. She's learned from that org where I booted her. So people learn lessons.
I actually think though this was played before the org.
Oh really? Yeah.
She clearly didn't learn.
Yeah. So then we go to the challenge, and the challenge was, it's a standard sort of charades challenge. It was actually done quite well. I enjoyed it. How did no one find that advantage?
I reckon people just thought it was a piece of like it didn't say advantage on it. I reckon people just thought it was a piece of paper from like the crew or something, and they've just left it on the table to hold it by the weight or something. It needed to have twine on it or something. Like it needed to be like this actually looks like one. It just looked like a piece of paper.
Actually, I do have a question for you before we dive into it. So clearly, the production really, really want people to find that idol. That's why they make it glaringly obvious. So, what do you think? I think we have discussion with these other people before. Like, do you think production should make it obvious for idol to be found? If yes, why don't they make it way easier to find the idol? Or do production should have just left it as it is, and if people find it, that's good. If people don't find it, that's fine either way. So what do you guys think about this?
I think it depends on what it is. Like it could actually play a part in the next 2 challenges. It could be like a challenge advantage or something. So I actually think really
No,
matters.
talking
on
about
what it
idols,
is.
like this in this scenario. But
In
Whatever
this scenario,
this
if it's an
is-
idol. Yeah.
Whatever this is has been found, right? This is what Mike stuffed in his pants at the end of the episode, I assume.
Yeah.
Salvador.
so,
No, it was
Michael.
Mike.
Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
There's no Salvador.
No,
It was Michael.
It was
From
Michael.
Former Red.
I swear it's Salvador is on that tribe too with Kiara. It's Salvador.
No, it was Michael. Michael read it in the
That's
voting
right.
booth.
Was it Michael?
Yes, it was Michael. It was
They
Michael.
look the
and
same to
You're
me.
reading in the
They
voting
look the
booth.
same. They look the same to me. I'm sorry. Okay.
They don't. Thank you,
There you
Amy.
go.
It was
It's Michael.
Yes. So obviously, whatever it is very important that it be found because they kept moving it out in the challenge and still no one found it. And I don't know. I didn't know what was going on at the end. I'm like, why is Michael stuffing an extra parchment in his pants? Like, are you allowed to do that? What is going on here? So I don't know where it was in the voting booth. Obviously, next episode we'll probably get a confessional from Michael.
No.
about that.
Michael did pick it up from the charade scene. Was it? No, wait, no, on the voting booth. Yeah, sorry, I'm just got
It
confused.
was okay. I know where it was. It was on the bottom of the parchment paper.
Yes,
because he was the last one to the voting booth. So he's picked up his parchment to write on it, and challenge advantage just been straight underneath it.
Well, that's very lucky for him that he was the last to go. I don't really like that because the hosts normally tell you the order to walk up.
That is true.
No, but he was the last one. He's the last one to go, but it would have been there the whole time.
Yeah, but no one's looking under the other parchments.
No, wait, guys, we haven't answered my question. What do you guys think? Like, production wanted to make it people to find it, but why don't they make it easier in the first place? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like it because not everyone has a chance to find it. I said this last season where if everyone doesn't have a chance to find this one advantage, I don't think it's fair.
Wait, hang on.
The fact
Amy
that-
just said it was there the whole time and it was sticking
Yeah,
out
yeah.
from the other parchments. You mean the
Yeah, I
whole
agree.
time they go to tribal?
No, I think she means at the challenge. Everyone had a chance to find it at the challenge. Everyone went
Right.
up there.
Did everyone went up? Did they rotate who acting out and who's doing the?
No. What Amy said is the parchment that the advantage was hanging out at the bottom of the parchments. Nobody grabbed it. The whole
Okay.
time that they went to vote that round. Yeah.
It was hanging out like it was hanging out at the challenge. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Yes.
anyone could have found it. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and
Okay.
it was
It was
looking out the
cooking
whole
out the whole
time.
time.
So it was-
Survive.
Okay.
The survive ad font. I love the
Yeah,
survive.
well done, Michael. This is why. Yeah, well, that's what I said, John. Everyone's very interested in this discussion. They said the inside. Oh my god.
The VIP experience.
Please buy the VIP.
All right, we'll watch the VIP. Everyone watch the VIP. Pay the money for this quality program that we get to watch for free, and get that inside goss.
Wait, hang on.
We obviously.
Josh. Sorry, hang on. Josh, you had the VIP. Did you not watch it?
No, I haven't had a chance. I've been super busy. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't prepare for this episode. I had a hot date tonight. Okay.
Wait,
Okay,
Sorry, John had a question.
John has asked this question for a second time. Is it production interference if they choose the order, even if it's inadvertent? That was the point I was making, John, but Amy has clarified through the comments, and Matt has confirmed that the parchment was sticking out of all of the parchments for every person's vote. Now, you might say that that's an advantage for the first person that goes up, but obviously it was sufficiently covered that it was not found until the last person. Probably if it was best hidden, someone in the middle maybe should have found it, but they obviously did the best they could. But I think we can't judge this until we know what it is. They were obviously so desperate for it to be found that they re-hit it, that it's obviously crucial for the next episode, but not game-breaking.
Wait, hang on. Do we not know it's a clue from the idol, or is it something?
No, we don't know what it is.
Oh,
We don't know
I
what
thought
it
was
is.
a clue from the idol.
I believe it's the same thing that was in the challenge.
Yes. it
Yeah,
is
I believe it's the
same.
That's why I think it's a challenge advantage or some type of advantage to give to somebody on redemption or something like that.
Yeah.
I reckon
Wait,
it's something like that.
Why don't you guys think it's a clue from the idol? No one found it. Obviously, they want to make it like they will draw a map.
Because here's the thing. So the yellow clue's been found, right? And they're not going to put the clue in front of everyone if it's only for the red tribe. That doesn't make any sense because it's in front of both the yellow and the red tribe. The challenge.
No, but it hasn't been found.
Yellow idol hasn't been found. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No. What I'm saying, the clue has been found. They're not going to put another the same tribe.
This is a more obvious. They like draw it out like this is the place you need to get the idol.
Yeah, I think it's an advantage for Redemption Island, personally.
Okay,
I think it's anything that makes sense, and they need to have it in the game.
Thank you, Mel. Inside the Urn said it's an advantage, so it's not.
Yes, Mel. Thank you for the VIP access.
Yeah. So we clarified it's an advantage. I don't think we can judge the decision to hide it the way they did or to re-hide it until we know what it is. But I'm feeling it's important, but not game breaking. And if that's the basis, I'm not that bothered by their approach here.
Yes. Okay. With the charade challenge, we obviously first seen it in Survivor Canberra, which is first episode, and it was funny. This time I think everyone did pretty well. There's no I understand sort of everyone's doing wasn't so.
I wanted more memeable content, to be honest. I wanted to see people like really express their butterfly or like really express something. We didn't see that much.
No, the animal acting, every single one that I watched was actually really, really good. Like there was some quality animal acting, and I think we do need to give props to the art department because the animal pictures were top quality. So if everyone was working on that, well done. They look fantastic.
Talking about painting, you can tell that Ben did not paint these ones.
Who's in the art department, Amy? Can you just who did the art stuff? It was amazing. And imagine you have to paint as like multiple times.
Besides, Abby's double kick was funny. That was like the only thing.
There you go, Amy.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben did no outlines.
Okay.
Yeah, they were a bit crooked. Good job, Ben. Claudia
from season 2.
I just love how the Backyard Survivor community is like so intertwined and everyone is like helping out from any season.
Who was Claudia in season 2? Where was she booted? I remember people wear boots.
Pre-merge?
She was pre-merge.
What team was she
I'm like,
on?
Was she the other lady on green?
She's definitely not in pink.
No, she's not in pink. I'm pretty. Oh yeah, Trap. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, I really loved all the cameos. I've seen Caitlin, and then last season we've seen Jay, and there's all the little cameo, little talking heads.
I'm really enjoying the little pictures they put up of the former cast that are then interacting with the players on this occasion. I think it really helps bring back and builds that community and gives recognition to those players that are participating in that filming work. I'm enjoying that. I think while we're talking about crew, and so we don't just end this on a very sad note, at the end of the episode, like we got into an interaction with the doctor, which was really good. And it was good to see they had a medical professional on site. That was not the case on the Melbourne Survivor that I played. But it was, and despite the fact that I stuffed my knee really early and other people also got quite injured, there was no medical services available. So it's really good.
We had Band-Aids.
No, we do have first aid trained person. They're just not a official doctor.
Well, I felt this was a bit at the end, it said that he'd passed away. Which is very sad. And it just, you didn't really expect that. Having just met this guy and he seemed really lovely. So obviously our condolences to all his family and to his friends. And, it was great that he was able to be on this episode and be remembered in that way, obviously in a very sad time for him and his family and his friends, but to be recognized like that I thought was really lovely, but also very sad.
Yes,
always a part of the Backyard Survivor family for sure.
Yeah.
Always.
I do have a question for that answer. I just want to admit, because if we're talking about Dr. Tim, that he mentioned about someone with the eye problem. I'm just wondering who that is. It's a she, right? He said it's a she. They wash up
Put
with
sunscreen in her eyes.
Yeah, I wonder who is she. So it wasn't mentioned at the end. So
There was sunscreen, there was a bee sting, and there was
Mike got stung on the face, it looked like.
oh yes. I thought it was a medivac. I was like, oh my god, I think a medivac from the bee sting.
Helen
If
on
you're
crew.
allergic, if you're allergic, maybe.
Helen, not Helen. Helen was the one that did the beat the cast videos.
Oh, yeah.
The cast predictions. Yeah.
Wait, did they mention a VIP? Oh my god, I'm sorry.
No, Amy just gave us the info there. She said that it was Helen from the crew.
Oh, okay. No, it was on the VIP because Sal said.
I need to watch more of the VIP content. I've started to be lackluster. I've been lackluster with the VIP content watching. I'm sorry. I need to watch it a bit more.
I haven't been watching VIP, I must say, so I need to get onto that. I will get onto that now. I'm hearing there's a lot of great content coming through on the VIP, and I certainly consider myself a VIP, so I should certainly pay the money and be on it.
Vince would be a VIP if he paid $25.
Yes, if
only you did.
If only I did.
All right. So the challenge, red lose. We have 3 yellow. We have Kiara, Sal, and Joanna. We have the 2 blue, Dave and Julie, and then we have Matt and Michael.
Marty.
It was a bit. I thought they would be like, introduced like, okay, in the new yellow we have this. So I just be like, oh, I was waiting for that and I didn't get that. So I was just like, oh, I was a little bit confused who was in what tribe until we see the red tribe on trouble and understand the dynamics.
So they roll. Yeah, I agree. But they roll into the post challenge, and we've got. The three yellows are going to throw their weight around and say, hey, we'll pick up 2 of you and then the rest of you are gone. I don't know why the 2 twos didn't decide to get together, but I would suggest it was probably something to do with David acting sketchy as. Sorry.
Yeah, I believe it was. But like also Kiara was on that tribe too. I'm surprised Kiara and Dave didn't have like some type of like first boot bond. Like
yeah, they didn't.
Let's get further together. I feel bad, maybe Kiara just doesn't care about Dave.
She doesn't. She's got an alliance. She's riding high. She's feeling great about life right now. She's rolling on through.
But Kiara has also she only got her alliance Sal, which is in her alliance, I think, because she's really strong connection with Abby. But now they're separated. Yeah. But I'm not too sure how close she is with Sal. That wasn't,
which is bizarre to me. Like going back to their swap, which is really bizarre. Like if you Sal and like say if you're a Kiara, you Sal and Abby were like a really tight 3. Wouldn't you 3 just grab the same buff and be like, yeah, let's all go on this tribe, like, and then have a strong 3 going in, like instead of like swapping it up, because they've really put themselves in really vulnerable positions, especially because Abby knows Matt's after her. Like.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
Can we just clarify? Is the older gentleman who is the adventure tour guy that was on yellow, that's Dan or that's Matt?
Matt.
I think that's Matt. That's
Matt.
So Dan is the actor. Dan is the actor that's on.
Correct.
On blue.
Yes.
Yes.
So is Matt coming for Kiara?
I don't think so. No. Wait, what?
Matt's coming for Abby. Matt was coming from Abby last trouble they went to.
Abby isn't on this tribe. It's Salvador.
No. Matt is not. Matt is with Abby on the other tribe.
Yes.
Okay, so who's the other yellow that's here?
Salvador.
So Sal, Joe,
and Joanna.
And Joanna, the lady with the arm tattoo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the really funny one.
Yeah, she's funny. She is funny. Okay, so it's the 3 of them. They seem tight though, and they just sat on their thrones and ruled the roost. And it never seemed to even be a possibility that the old Reds and Blues would join together.
Well, because Michael doesn't like David. to begin with. He's like, oh, I get, not good vibes from David. So they already made up their mind not to work with the blue, like David.
Yeah, and he had the relationship with Julie from pulling her up that hill, the most pivotal moment of her life. And the situation was, though still, notwithstanding this, Julie got the boot and not David, which I thought was some interesting editing because I thought David was going. They tricked me on this one.
Yes. Me too.
I was tricked as well.
Yeah. I was like, what the? That's what I want to say. Did they make a decision to split the vote so everyone knows Julie's going, but they just want to make sure there's no idol being played? Or is yellow playing red as well? Like they just told me, we'll vote with you guys. Vote. We just get David out, but then they switched their vote to Julie.
Well, the initial yellow were talking together as a three. Remember, they all split off into like their old original tribes to start off with, and they said they all wanted to get Julie out of the game because of challenge liability. So they made up their mind there and then. I'm
I don't agree,
and so I do not agree with this at all. It's the worst move because worst comes to worst, right? Worst comes to worst, you still have Julie in the next time that you go to tribal. Then she's free to get rid of. Instead, now you've got David, who's like off the rails, and is very like you don't know what he wants to do at all.
David will bring the chaos, especially if he feels like he's the target. Julie is going to be more team focused and look to do a more subtle move. I also feel that it's ridiculous to call Julie out as some sort of challenge weakness, considering Blue dominated the challenges, and I know she sat out one, but like she was in those challenges, and just because she's an older woman does not make her not good at challenges. Like if they're going to be charades, or she was a big part of the team that put the blocks on the platform with the rope. That's not an easy thing to do. She's obviously got talents. I don't see her as any sort of challenge liability. You might see that when you see her walking up, before you've seen her doing anything, but I think she's proven that that's not her. She definitely is capable of hanging in with these other players. So I don't think it was a challenge decision.
No, but it's up.
But
it's something I don't agree with as well, because like Kiara's in this tribe, right? And Kiara was voted out first because she was a challenge liability. That was like half the reason why she was voted out by original tribe in her original season in season 3. I'm surprised that Kiara didn't step up and be like, no, we're not voting out somebody because they're a challenge liability. We have to come up with another reason why we need to vote out Julie. And
why did they come up with a different reason when they really want to get rid of her anyway? Regardless of the reason, doesn't really matter.
No, but there needs to be other reasons. I think you just can't be like, this person's like going to be terrible at challenges. We need to get rid of him because of that reason. I think it's like really like undermining and like
the one
really gross.
The reason, did they actually say that? Did they actually say challenge, or were we inferring that?
Yes.
They did say challenge.
I have a few comments to address what the speculation is. So Michael says there was a split organized. So yes,
I believe the split was planned and with red. Absolutely, makes sense.
And then Matt said, me and Michael definitely did not talk about voting Julie out. So
you guys wanted David out, okay?
So, but they do agree Julie's going out because essentially if they know Julie's going out, then Julie's going out, right? So
I actually think this is a really smart play by Yellow strategically. They can say what they say about why they did it, and maybe that was a factor. But I'm going to give them some credit about a strategic move here. They need to avoid the issue of a 3-3 on the next one and someone willing to go to rocks. Julie and Mike have a connection, which we are all aware of. And Matt and Mike and Julie are the sort of players that might go, hey, let's bond together here and go to rocks. Because if we don't, these yellows are going to pick us off. David is going to just jump ship to the yellows as soon as that's proposed. He is not going to rocks for those other two people. So if you want to secure your position as the three yellows, Julie is actually the sensible boot because David will always just flip to you if you get put in that situation on the next one.
Well, actually, Mel has a question regarding on that same topic. So Sal suggests Julie straight out. I want to know if Sal's really choose Julie purely on challenges, or did he know that Julie was fangirling Michael for the whole Hill snitch and forcing? Maybe it was the first vote. Then Julie potentially team with OG Barak, and the next vote will be potential 3-3, which is what you mentioned.
That's what I've just said. That's what I feel is the right strategic move. Yeah,
But
he can't answer that. Salvador, that is, I believe that's what you did, and I think it is the absolutely perfect strategic move. David will do whatever he can to save himself. Julie is a loyal player who most likely would have stuck with them. Yeah, they wanted David, they wanted Julie. Yeah. So
well, to be honest, if they did vote David out and Kiara can use like Julie, I saved you, you know. Do you want to come with
that's the thing. That's why I believe David makes more sense. I can't see Julie.
I think Julie.
Yeah,
Julie would play with the people that are showing her respect and the respect that she deserves, not people who are just like, come with us, you're a number.
If Julie didn't get voted out and was like a 6-1 vote, then Julie would have respect of everyone.
No,
she wouldn't have to. She wouldn't have to dislike the Yellow Tribe. She would have no reason to in that aspect because she got saved by them. So I actually don't think it's right. I think it's completely wrong. Like personally, I think I wouldn't do it that way.
I do think that Julie's loyalty lies with Michael, so they can easily suggest Marty, like be like, you know, we can get Michael, but we can, you know.
If I am Michael and Marty, I want Julie because I think Julie would actually go to Rocks for me on a 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 3 yellows are smart enough to know that David will not. So they can control the power in the tribe. Now they are set. No matter what happens, those 3 will survive. That's the right strategic move.
I reckon we should poll this. I reckon this is a really good poll question.
I can see both scenarios. I just think like it depends how well you play into it. Like I can
also see both scenarios. Yeah, I agree with both. I agree with both. I think they both have merit and they're both valid. I actually can't pick which one's the right one now after thinking about it.
Well, I guess that's a question for Julie. Like, Julie, if Kara saved you, would you have, voted out Marty if that's the case, or maybe we'll also on that point.
All right. That's the end of the episode, really. Yeah.
Couldn't switch to up in time to get David out.
Yeah. When you're doing splits on these sorts of things and you've got very limited time, it's hard enough to organize a vote, let alone organize a complex split, or to even more so, there is a split and then you're thinking about how you can mess around with the numbers to get some sort of weird outcome by switching. There's no time for that. Like, you just don't have the time to work through those permutations. And really, ultimately, when it's not you just sort of okay, it's not me. Let's just go with this, and I'll worry about the next vote or the next vote. That's what happens sometimes in these very short games.
I'm
surprised. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Do you think how much time they have after the challenge? Because do they, how long do they have to form bonds? It's basically just, you lose the challenge. Okay, right. We need to vote someone out now.
I reckon they had 20 minutes. Let's see what the audience says that were actually there.
I'm surprised, once they come up with this answer. I'm surprised that nobody is looking at people and being like, that's a really nice person. They should go home. Everyone is just trying to keep, everyone is just playing over the top nice. And surely we're going to.
Hey, Calvin, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes. Not enough time for
Calvin, by the way. Calvin, you were my favorite on Melbourne too. I was devastated when you got booted. You're a legend.
Can you kick him off, Vince? He doesn't like us.
Guys.
Yeah. Let's. How dare you come to our podcast and brag about Cal?
Calvin got rid of both of us, so
smart player. Nah. Vince was very dangerous in that game. He needed to be booted. Vince was going all the way.
Vince was.
Yeah, I was gonna win.
He was.
Okay, Adam has this great question. Adam, good to see you here. Who's going next on Red Tribe? Is it that obvious?
I don't think it's obvious, actually.
No.
So who is on Red?
So we've got Michael, Marty, David, Joanna, Kiara, Salvador.
Okay. I think that David probably gets booted.
Because it's such an easy decision to, like, we don't want to draw rocks, just vote out the one person that's an outlier.
So
it makes sense to vote Dave here.
Yeah.
But splitting Mike and Marty is actually pretty sensible too.
Yeah, that also makes sense.
That's true.
It just depends on which way you want to do. Like, either way, yellow are going to have the numbers always now.
Yeah.
They've always got the numbers regardless. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter, but you just get rid of the nice people first, and then keep the people that people don't like in, because nobody's going to vote for the person that you don't like at the final. They may be like schemish and stuff like that, but you keep the people in that you don't like. I think that makes sense.
I know we didn't talk about the dynamics, or we don't know the dynamics really, the other tribe, but do we want to speculate on what we think might happen there?
Yes.
So on that tribe, you have from red, you have Rachel and Josh.
Yeah.
From blue, you have they'll be fine. You've got the blue tribe, so you've got Fu, Dan, and Jake.
Yeah.
Who are all together.
They're all together. That they're a tight three, right? And then you've got Abby and Matt.
Yeah.
B,
Mr. Bulldog himself.
Yeah. And Matt and Abby there was a they don't get on. There was a targeting earlier on.
Correct. Yeah. They were the only two that were like sort of like iffy. So I think it may be one of them too, but I reckon it would be Matt over Abby.
Abby had the connection with Jake from earlier on.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Matt. I think Matt goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I actually think we lose like Rachel or Josh next. I think we lose Josh after Matt. That'd be my next stepping stone.
Rachel's the smarter boot. She's a very savvy player. I'm very impressed with her. And I think Fu's going to recognize her as a huge threat. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Rachel actually gets taken out, because Fu knows exactly what's going on in this game. She saw the target in Fiona and immediately booted her over Julie, which was a smart move. She sees and she will see the target in Rachel. Rachel and Fu are playing both similar games and both very top tier games. And I think that that you'll see Fu wanting to remove that threat earlier than as early as she can.
We've actually had a lot of women leave this game already. We've had 5 people out, and it's
apart from
it's been 4 women and Ken. Yeah.
While we're talking about Rachel, I think we need to talk about something, and that's she's a lawyer, but she's trying to pretend to be something else, a journalist. I am a lawyer, and as people will see when they see Melbourne 3, I try to pretend to be something else, but I did a much better job of it. You can't do nothing about journalism. How can you go, I'm a journalist, and they're like, tell us about journalism. She's like, I don't know how she's getting away with this, but she was right not to tell people she's a lawyer, as Fiona's boot showed us. So I was right to not tell people I was a lawyer also. But Rachel
actually
is together.
CK, so how well do you rate Rachel's and Fiona as a lawyer in the game? Do you think they represent lawyers well, or?
Look, they're both different sorts of lawyers, right? Fiona is quite clearly labelled as a criminal lawyer, and criminal lawyers need to be tough, direct, be able to read people very, very well, understand their circumstances, deal with difficult people, and they can potentially, given what they go through and see on a day-to-day basis with their work, can be might be seen as abrasive or might be seen as too tough in that way. And I think that's perhaps the vibe people got from Fiona. Rachel, I don't know where she works or what she does, but she very much gives me the vibe like that she's a corporate lawyer like I am. And she is very polished. She clearly knows how to interact with people. She clearly knows how to deal with all sorts of people in a way to give them what they want, which is the sort of servicing that you need to do as a corporate lawyer with your clients. So I would say that she is probably doing it better, but I still stand by that when you make up a fake job, it needs to be something. Matt just posted the Rachel Hutter top 5 firm in Australia, which is a dig at me because for some reason while in the game, I felt the need to make it. Well, after the game, I felt the need to make it clear I was part of the top 7 firm in the country, which no one has ever stopped giving me shit about. So thank you, Matt, even after I gave you that big endorsement right at the start. I think that I think she needed to have something that she could fake. And for me, it was being a musician, which I actually do as a sort of semi-professional hobby.
Yeah, I don't understand why people lie about their jobs. Like jobs like that. Like I lied about being a salesperson. I said I worked in fast food. I think like if you like lie about something, but you just make sure that you've done it before.
Yeah.
That way you have like a crap ton of knowledge in it. Because if you lie about something, you have no knowledge in it. Like Henry, he lied that he wasn't a carpenter or whatever he was, and he was a
he said he was a
yoga
yoga
instructor.
instructor.
Yeah, and knew nothing about it.
And he was doing yoga, and everyone was like, "This guy doesn't know shit about yoga."
Yeah.
Well, I
it
think
makes no sense. You get yourself called out for no reason. Like it absolutely makes no sense to do it.
I think it's fine to lie about your job when your job is sort of related, like people don't like it, or like people think that's threatening, or like, lawyers, police, that kind of, anything you do with public speaking or make you kind of like smart in Survivor. It's okay to lie, but I just don't get like people lie about things that like, so minute. And, you see this episode, people can't even remember names. I'm pretty sure they can't remember your job.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's like sort of a generic sort of, like marketing student, like you don't need to lie about being in marketing.
I agree, but I am for the lawyers lying about their jobs. It's me, it's Rachel, it's that old dude that was on the Palau season, Willard. He said he was a postman. So the lawyers like their jobs is a Survivor staple, and I am with you, Rachel. I look forward to you seeing me try and pretend that I'm not a lawyer, and you can see if I did a better job than you when you watch my season.
All right. So Josh, Amy did ask,
yep. I am going to upload them after this. I haven't. I was meant to do my power rankings last week, and I didn't get to them in time. I have been super busy with life, but that's okay. So I will get to the power rankings after this, and then post them for this week just gone.
Yes.
I might start doing them fortnightly because I put way too much stuff on myself. Yeah.
Amy, that's what you said last week.
Well, life doesn't change in a week.
How hard is it to do a power rankings? How many are you doing? 5 people?
No, I'm going to do the whole cast.
He's doing the whole cast and then each tribe, and then now he has to
I think I might just stick to just the cast now.
You have no excuse. Tara's doing some sort of edgic thing for bloody everybody. Like,
what? Tara's free.
Tara's doing an edgic, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's go to our segment. Kiss, Marry, Kill. I think CK, you've done this before in South Africa. So, you as a guest, you can start. You pick. Which one
so
you
what
want? Kill, Marry, Kiss. Which one you can choose? What we start with?
I'm going to kiss Mike, who, as much as I love Marty, is probably my favorite player in the game at the moment. I think that he's got everything that Marty does, but is slightly less threatening. So I think he's going to go that little bit further. And I really like that the over the hill moment finally came back to pay some dividends for him. For a brief moment, in that then Julie got sent away, and he couldn't do anything about it, unfortunately. But I do like that we closed the loop on that saga. And he recovered from a bee sting. So it's a kiss for my boy Mike.
Really might come back.
Michael has been kissed twice because he carried Julie up the hill.
Michael has been kissed because of Julie. Let's just say that.
Yeah. My kiss this week is going to none other than Rachel. She was able to get her tribe to all look for an idol together. She was able to control her tribe in a way that she got what she wanted moving into the swap as well. She also can dictate anything that she wants. I just think she's in like a really good spot, and anything that she does is correct. And everything that she hasn't done anything incorrect at all. So, yeah.
For my kiss is for every player that chooses their own fate in the swap. I think you guys, regardless of what happened, you guys make the right choice. Yeah.
I should also say that I'm kissing Mike for finally getting that advantage they so desperately wanted someone to find.
Yes. Yep. He did really well just picking up that parchment paper and realizing it was there. Good job.
So
imagine if he left it. Imagine if he left it.
What is Mary? What is Mary for this? Longer term?
Mary is who he thinks in a really good spot long term from this episode.
Fu is dominating this game. Really impressive. I'm really impressed with her game. I love the way she's playing it. I love the control she seems to have. I love that she's doing what everyone loves from Survivor players, which is she's snarky as hell in the confessionals. But I think that when she's actually with her tribe, I think she shows the softer side and they all really like her and getting along with her. I don't think they realize how capable and intelligent she is and the game that she's going to be able to play. I think Rachel's going to see it right away, and I think there's a showdown coming there, as I mentioned. But I think that Fu has worked out. It's worked out well with her in the swap. She's got her two closest allies with her, and I think she, as she described them, her bodyguards walking down the street in front of her, two big, strong men. So I really rate the game that Fu is playing. I'm really impressed by her.
This week, look, as much as I don't agree with them voting out Julie, I still think Sal has put himself in like a ridiculous spot. He got the information from Abby about the idol. So he's also on a different tribe now as well. He's on the red tribe, so he could still use that information potentially to find the red idol, which is quite good. He knows that. He's in a tight alliance with the Kiara who's on his tribe. The amount of stuff he's done is just phenomenal, and he's in a really good spot to go a lot further through this game.
Yeah, Josh, I agree with you. I was going to pick Sal because I think she's in good. I don't see him going anytime soon. He's really well isolated. I don't see those three going anywhere. And
I got married. Yeah.
Yes. And he's in a I can see his stocks going up right now. And I think for me he was kind of invincible in the first few episodes, and now I can see he has power. Wherever he suggests stuff and people follow it, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, I can't fault him at the moment. At the start of the game I thought he was a bit too anxious to play, because nobody else was playing, and then he was cracking it that nobody else was playing. But now he's in the game now, and he's thriving really well. Let's go to our kill part of this.
This is someone who's not doing very well. Look, I think there's a clear answer here. I'm sorry to keep ragging on you, David, but those conversations you were having with Matt and Marty and Mike were not ingratiating you to them at all. I get the paranoia you have, but you let the swap work out really poorly for you. You ended up with Julie, who was the last possible person you wanted to be with. I know that probably you thought it gave you a safe boot, and it did, but I feel like that was not what you wanted. You felt closer to the other three, and somehow they all got away from you. He then found himself in a difficult position. He's there trying to work with Julie. He can see he's on the bottom. He's scrambling. He has survived. I do feel that it's going to work out for him probably in the longer term, as I've mentioned. Because he might get booted, but he might not. But I feel like he just played every aspect of this particular episode in not the best way, when he actually had been playing quite well for the prior episodes.
Yeah, he's sort of just been his mine as well. I don't think there's anybody else's episode that deserves it more.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get how he feels. I can understand it. You've come back. You've beaten your spot from last time. You've actually started to get a foot into the game, and then a swap happens, and it's definitely not on your side. Now,
and you want to make merge. It's everyone's goal to make merge, because then you're part of the whole game. If you don't make merge, you sort of disappear from the show. If you make merge, you're on the jury and you're part of the whole story. So I think that for a lot of people who go on these amateur ones, that's their number one goal. If they win, wonderful. If they make the end, wonderful. But if you can make merge, then it was an excellent journey, no matter what happened. So I think he's desperate to make merge, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's showing, unfortunately.
Here he is. Oh, David Survivor.
Oh no, let's stop talking about him. No, but like, no, no, look, I can't agree more. Like, I feel so bad for the guy because you can tell he wants to play. You can tell he wants to be there.
He knows nothing. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows he's putting himself in like a bad spot by doing what he's doing, but he doesn't see another way out. And unfortunately, because he's done all of this, and we're in like a 2-day format, there's no way. I can't see him like fixing it up. Let's hope he finds an idol. Let's hope he like starts playing like Rick Devens. Like let's hope we get like a Rick Devens.
If he gets booted, he could very much come back from redemption. But I do think that he's got a very good chance of just screwing over Marty and Mike. As much as I love them, that would be sad. But if I was him, if I was in this position, which I could find myself in one day, perhaps, I would be throwing those red guys under the bus. I'd be like looking at them; they're tight as. I'm not really tight with Blue. Blue don't really like talk to me properly. I want to jump in with you guys. Those two are fit. They're intelligent. They're capable. I'm fit, intelligent, and capable, but I'm going to do crazy stuff, and I'm going to chum with you guys, and let's boot off the like solid red dudes. Like I think it's possible that he could do that, and they would buy it. So I don't think he's done.
Well, actually,
if he can pull on the heartstrings of Kiara, I think that's his way in.
I agree.
Yes, but I also think David has basically no sort of real alliance. Even with the Blue, I don't think he was in it. So I don't know how long it's going to last because he's going to be that easy person to offer up. And people are just like, yeah, that's not going to screw like the state of quo now. So,
but he's also that person that people might be like, oh, we can get him out later. We can get him out later. We can get him out later.
And then you get to like 7 in the merge, and then no one starts talking. Everyone stops talking about him because everyone's looking at Fu's going to win or Rachel's going to win, so we're going to boot them out. Like, and then they just sail through the end.
It can happen. It can happen.
Yep. All right. I think and then they also agree. His best way.
Yeah.
All right. Pull some heartstrings. Cry.
That's it.
Bag and.
Yeah, it's a great call, Josh. It's coming from your first boot knowledge. The first.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Like I will play that card every day. Every time I play, I was first boot. Don't vote me out first, and I never get first boot ever again. It's great. You don't want to happen twice. But no, I think that's the best way to do it is to pull on the heartstrings of other people that have like been in that position. And
that happened to Holly twice. They're Francesca.
Yeah, but I think just Red were just like a mess, and they were just ruthless, and
I don't blame Red. Really... I blame Blue for not sending the idol to her.
Yeah, why not do that? That makes no sense. And it's like if it was Kiara's tribe that got it, I reckon they would have gave it to Holly.
I don't know why they sent it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it either. Yeah, maybe Fu saw her as a threat.
No, I don't think Holly was any sort of threat.
I don't know. Still disagree. I still disagree with what they did. Anyway.
Josh just wanted. Which Josh? Oh, you mean
Josh in the game? Yeah.
No, Josh with the knee issue.
Not the first boot.
Yeah.
I was sort of excited when he was like the other target. I was so excited when he was the other target because I'm like, we could have 2 Josh first boots in like Australian orbs.
That's such a cute story.
It'd be great. It'd be great, and it didn't happen. It was very sad.
All right. Okay. I think that's it for tonight. Anything else you guys want to add?
No, thanks for having me on. I love these amateur survivors. I love coming chatting about them, particularly when they're the quality that this current season of Backyard is. It's really taking it to a new level, which is fantastic.
Oh,
it's so watchable. It's so bloody watchable. You watch it, you can't keep your eyes off it. Unlike some of like the American ones and stuff like that. It keeps you enticed. There's emotion. There's laughter. There's everything. I love it so much.
CK, would you play Backyard one day?
Yes, absolutely. I applied. Amy knows that I applied. She's the casting director. And now she's seen more of me. So perhaps, yes, thank you. Thank me. Maybe she's seen more of me and maybe I'll get a better chance. I would love to be on Backyard. I've been talking about how great it is the whole time for that purpose.
Yeah. Oh, also, are you excited for the South Africa coming up? Probably this July, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the rumor is my boy Chappies will be on it. And for those that watched the one episode of this that I was on before, I talked a lot about Chappies and the Twitter relationship that I have with him. Chappies and I are now Facebook friends and regularly chat on Facebook Messenger about our lives and our kids and our families and stuff. So Chappies and I are actually friends in real life as much as you can be in different countries. So I really hope he's on it. He hasn't confirmed to me that he has because I don't, they can't do those things. But
he's definitely on it. He's definitely.
I really hope he's on it, and I'm going to be right behind him once again. So that'd be fantastic.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Hopefully we see you next week. With 2 interviews as well. I haven't locked in. It's my week, so I haven't locked in any interviews until I got a confirmation from.
I reckon you should look at another Melbourne Survivor player. Anyway, that was just my thoughts.
There's some fantastic people in that cast that you can bring on.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Aware. I'm aware. Yes, because we cast you guys.
Great. You did cast me. It was the 2 of them and Liz. So yes, the cast was amazing.
All right. Okay, that's it for today. All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks for
Bye.
watching.